I've got the videos and some of the training aids, but I don't really know exactly what to do when I practice. Okay, that leads right into that question that we just answered. So what are you going to do when you practice? See, here's the thing about what you're going to do is, if you know, I went through the same process. I would have to set some goals. So the first thing you need to do is you need to set some goals and kind of understand that you're going to have to learn the various parts of the game. You got the long game, short game, putting. You're going to probably want to get your clubs fit. You're probably going to want to get you're going to know how to play on the golf course and manage your game, and you're going to know how to practice. And there's even the mental game. So there's all these different parts of the golf game that you're going to have to learn, which these are all the areas of the stuff we cover in our golf school. So the first thing you need to do is kind of set a game plan on how you're going to approach each part of the game. So then you can set some where you are now, like Tim said, kind of find out where you are now with your golf swing, learn how to get feedback, practice with training aids like you said you are, and then you need to be able to go and I always recommend getting coaches because they can give you feedback on stuff that coaches are good for helping you do what you're not comfortable doing, and they see things that you're not capable of seeing. So getting some coaching, getting some online coaching. So I would find some way to get some online coaching by either coming to one of our golf schools or getting in our online coaching program so that you can get some direct feedback on where you are with your golf swing. But you got to set some goals. I think the biggest thing is just setting goals of saying, I want to develop my golf swing. One of the keys to our program is that we match the model of Moe Norman. It might be the most unique thing about our program is that we match a model of the Moe Norman single plane swing. When you have that model to match, when you're using Moe as your model, you have a direct comparison to always compare yourself to. So that's how you set your goals, to say, I want to swing like Moe. Is my grip correct? Is all the things that you're trying to relate to the model? So that's one way I would go about it.
You know, it's really it's how fast you want to get there. I mean, when Todd said goals, he's referring to. I mean, there's always a time frame on that. I mean, will you give yourself a couple of years to get there? Will you give yourself? And most of the guys that come to our schools, I mean, they don't want to wait a long time to get better. They want it fast. They want it fast. I mean, it seems like we're in a society that want things really fast. They want it fast. So what happens is, I mean, you can take the single plane solution, you can take some of our instruction material, and you can look at it and then go look at yourself and compare and try to figure out if you're doing it right or wrong and so on. And some guys do a decent job of that, some guys do a better job than others. But, you know, just like we talk about in our schools, a lot of guys fall into the perception versus reality trap. Is that they don't see what's really happening. I mean, they kind of see their perception of what's going on, but it's not a real reality check. So that's why, you know, a lot of guys will, you know, we talk about golf schools, but the thing about the golf school is if you come into a golf school, if you see us in person or an online coaching program, which is basically in person through the web, we're going to tell you exactly what you need to work on, from the long game to the short game to the mid game to, I mean, we're going to say, boom, this is it. I mean, in fact, we've had students that come to our school. I had one student come to our school and he spent a couple of days with, and he sent me his notes to review from the school, and he sent me 7 pages of notes. I mean, it was 7 pages typed out of notes he took from our school and things he wanted to work on. And I was I was amazed by it. I mean, but the point in this is that he had an exact path, an exact place to start working on now. Now we could go to the single plane solution and use it as a reference, not as necessarily a guide.
Well, and I think the other thing too is, because I mean, you're asking the question of I have all this stuff, but I want to go, I don't know what to do. There needs to be some accountability built into it. I think what we see, because if we look back at our students and the people that we see have had lots of success, we see a common theme and a path that these people have followed. And here's what they do. And I'll just kind of go run through this path with you to see where you fall into this. Number one, they get a very good understanding of the material and what they're trying to learn. Now, that means that they've watched the videos, they've maybe come to a golf school, they've got some online coaching, some hands-on coaching, so they got a really good grip of the information. If you came to a golf school, we teach you how to practice. We teach you what to do when you're on the range. We don't want you guessing on the range. We want you getting feedback. We want you using training aids. So you have a plan on the range. So you'll have a plan. You need to basically be accountable to working on your golf game at certain times, working on your short game, knowing your strengths and weaknesses. And I'll tell you what, the follow-up and feedback of coming off of a school from coaches and getting some help is a very important part of the process. 6 months from now, are you practicing correctly? Are you still working on your short game? Or are you just running out and playing golf? So you got to set up a plan. I think that's what accountability is all about. So that's the way I would do it.
And you will, again, we'll end it here because we got a lot more questions coming in, but you got this, get the single plane solution, you will get better. If you just look at that, you will get better. It's how much better do you want to get and how long do you want it to take you to get better? Because if you want to shortcut it and get a lot better quick, I mean, you're going to want to find somebody to help you, help you pretty quick, because that's going to give you the immediate feedback, an immediate place to go, and then goals you can set.